that you put in the work that will take you to that next level. And that's what the people on this call are on. There's some people who should be on this call and they're not. The people that's on this call, Ryan, trust me on this. They are hungry. The people that's on this call, they believe always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded.
I want to ask you, you speak about one of your podcasts I was listening to recently, and you were talking about challenge. And you gave, the reason I wanted to bring this up was, right now, there's many people on the planet going through challenges, changes happening with their businesses, things that they've had to pivot, they've had to do all sorts of things. And one of the analogies you gave was the caterpillar to butterfly analogy. And how the challenge was part of the process. But I'd love you to expand on that a little bit and how we could use that analogy in our lives right now. Because I guess sometimes we can feel a little bit sorry for ourselves. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going through a challenging time. You've got that potential to feel a little sorry for yourself at times. But I love the way you explain that process. And
well, when you're the butterfly, when he goes in the caterpillar, he's not in there watching ABC or CBS. Or CNN, constant negative news. He's in there working with all those little legs. He's got to sew these little legs together that creates a feather so he can soar and fly like, what's his name? I believe I could fly. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Like he used to do, but he's not flying right now. Okay, R. Kelly.
No.
And so he's working, and this is the time that you put in the work that will take you to that next level. And that's what the people on this call are on. There's some people who should be on this call and they're not. The people that's on this call, Ryan, trust me on this. They are hungry. The people that's on this call, they believe always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. The people that are on this call, they think like I think. Take no prisoners and eat the wounded. When I came into this industry, my goal was not to be a speaker. My goal was to be the speaker. And so when you have that kind of mindset, you have a mindset of expectation. And the best illustration I can give you of that, my oldest son, we went for a walk. And I wanted to just share with him what I was feeling about him and observing him in my heart. And I said, Calvin, do you want to be successful? My namesake. And he said, yes. I said, come on, son, let's continue to walk. And after about 10 minutes, I stopped him again. I said, do you expect to be successful? He got up in his face. And he just looked at me. And he didn't answer right away. Why? Want shows up in conversation. Expectation shows up in behavior. And so he knew. He's a single father of 2 children. He knew. I took him to Miami-Dade Community College. He went through the front door and went out the back door. He knew. He said, oh, Dad, I don't want to go to school right now. I just need to set out for a year. He knew what I've done. All children should go far beyond their parents. He knew that year I'd earned over $5 million, and he couldn't scratch the surface of that. And that the dramatic difference between us was my expectation and the demand on myself. Dr. J, when he was playing basketball after he retired, he became a very successful businessman. And a guy asked him, how did you become so successful in business? He said, I demand more of myself than anybody can ever begin to imagine. My youngest son, who just left here, I worked circles around his little behind, just turned 36, and I'm 75. I'm the first one to get up in the morning and the last one to go to sleep at night. I don't have to do this. But first of all, I'm filing a class action suit against the Catholic Church. I got 5 boys and 5 girls. The rhythm method does not work. I've got rhythm. But the rhythm method does not work. Could you feel a brother up in here? Okay. I got 5 boys, 5 girls, 15 grandchildren, and 4 grandsons. So a good man leaves a legacy for his children, for his children's children. So I'm building a legacy. And so the requirements that you put on yourself to move your practice, regardless, we can't control what happens in life. What we can control is how we respond to it. Elsie Robinson said, things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but the only things that really count are the things that happen in you. Another case in point, when Dr. Alfred Golston, who had a weird sense of humor, when he diagnosed me with prostate cancer, and he said it was 4th stage, and my PSA, which stands for prostate specific antigen, as all of you know, was 2,400. He said, Mr. Brown, he said, the cancer is metastasized to 7 areas of your body, including the spine. I said, oh. I said, did you say 7? He said, yes. I said, wow. Did you hear me? I said, yeah, you said 7, right? He said, yes. Why are you smiling? Man, 7 is my lucky number. I was born February the 17th. I'm one of 7 children. Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times. Naaman dipped himself in the river Jordan 7 times. He looked at his nurse and said, he's strange. So I said, can you give me a second opinion? He said, yes, and you're ugly too. Call me ugly, did you? He said, yes, I did. I said, oh my God, then you are crazy. And then he got serious and said, but you got this. We determine the diagnosis. You and God determines the prognosis. Do you hear me? I said, yes. When we laugh, the mind shuts down and the heart opens up. When he spoke to my heart. And as a result of that, I left there with faith and courage in my heart that I got this, not fear. Cancer's most feared word in 7 different languages. That's 27 years ago. And I'm still here making a difference, still here speaking and transforming people's lives. And so as we look at ourselves, look at our goals, one of the things you said that's very important, that the level of conviction, how people communicate is major. That is really major. When I came up, the thinking was, if you build the best mousetrap, the world will be the path to your door. That day is gone. Today, if you got good marketing, people will line up outside your store and sleep in sleeping bags, waiting for you to open up so they can buy a phone they've never seen. Because of marketing. It's very important. But the thing after the marketing is the experience that you create with that person one-on-one, the experience that you create with small groups or large groups when you talk about what it is that you do. There's an old saying, you can take a horse to the water, you can't make him drink, but you know how to communicate effectively. You can create a thirst where they want to drink, where they want to come in and get their lives in alignment, where they want to. Now, I was sharing with a friend who was mine, a chiropractor, and he had to speak. I said, have they ever seen you before? He said, no. I said, let me share with you, if I were you, this is how I would take this presentation to this audience here. And so at that time, I was a disc jockey in Columbus, Ohio. And so I so loved this guy, but he was an introvert. He was an introverted personality, but he was not like me. I'm crazy. I'm different. And so I said, my very good friend that I've been going to as a chiropractor, I said, he is here today because he has a passion for helping you to be in alignment with your life, with the things that you see and envision for yourself. I want you to think about your life right now and what it is that you want. And I want you to hold the vision of yourself. And I want you to think about where you are right now in relationship to where you think you should be. And if that's not in alignment, what he does is he helps you get in alignment mentally, emotionally, and physically so that you can begin to create the next greatest version of yourself. You can't do well if you don't feel well. And when you're out of alignment, when you're in pain, and I've been there, and he helped me. He helped me align myself, and it changed my attitude. He helped me to be able to stand erect. And when I left his office, my head was up, and I was feeling better than good, better than most, and sometimes better than that. Let me tell you something. When I got through, he said, you know what? I'm going to hire you. I said, look here. You got me so fired up. I mean, let me tell you, I was in such pain. Sciatica pain is something else. It's a trip all by itself. I've dealt with cancer pain, but sciatica, that's a whole different other animal. And he alleviated that, did an adjustment with me. Oh my goodness. I looked at his hand to see if he had a ring on. I was ready to marry him. Oh, behave.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope it helps you grow your practice. My name is Rieder. I generate $7 million every single year from 8 practices, 10,000 new patients. Last year alone, I've been doing this for the last 10 years. And if you enjoy this video and you enjoy my content, I highly recommend you grab my book. I put everything that I've learned in the last 10 years and $7 million every single year, 10,000 new patients in the book. Grab the book, click on the link below, it's completely free of charge. All you do is pay for the shipping, we pay for the book. Enjoy the content, enjoy the rest of the videos, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope that 2020 and your practice grows more than you ever could have imagined, and I hope that the book's part of that journey. See you soon.